Hello, everybody. Today I will be talking about the good and bad food for dogs. Welcome back to Everything and More. I'll start off with the bad food. The bad foods are grapes. Anything more than one grape can be lethal to dogs. And you don't want your cute dog, just like this one on the screen, to be super uncomfortable. Another thing that you can often experience is chocolate. Chocolate is very bad for dogs. Anything more than 3 ounces can be lethal. I've experienced this myself. You will be made to go to the nearest hospital and you will need to make sure they vomit out all the chocolate before it gets absorbed. Further, you will need to make sure they eat charcoal and the remaining toxins will be excreted. Another thing that is as bad as chocolate is onions. You will be made to do the same. All of these three, you will need medical service in 1 hour or less, at least. Otherwise, your dog will experience very uncomfortableness. But if it's more than a day, then it can be lethal and you'll need to go very fast. Clues to realize that your dog has eaten some of these things are if there was a plate of chocolate and it's not there anymore and you are pretty sure your dog has eaten it. Another thing can be that they've eaten something and their mouth is brown, for example chocolate, even grapes if there's juiciness. Onions are very much easier to realize. Onions, you will be able to see the purple cover of their mouth with onions. Similar items like these can be very lethal to cats too. If you give any of these things to cat, they will pretty much do the same. But dogs are much bigger than cats. So for cats, a little lower amount would also be as lethal as a high amount for dogs. It depends on the size and weight. If your dog is a heavy 40 kg Great Dane, then it'll take them much more. But if your dog is a 15 kg Cocker Spaniel, like what I have, it'll take less of these toxins to interrupt the body's blood flow. Now, let's talk about some of the good food for dogs. Or you could say foods that they can eat. Some foods that dogs can eat can be foods that you give them anyway, any day. You can give these foods if they're feeling bad or if they have a stomach ache. One good option for when they have a stomach ache is rice, plain rice. This is supposed to help stomach aches a lot. Your dog will love this treat and you'll be able to give it to them. Now, another treat that you can give your dog are bananas. But don't give them too much, otherwise they'll have too much sugar. But dogs love bananas. If you're looking to give them a small piece of a treat, you can give them a small piece of banana. If they've done something good, they've done a trick. But you shouldn't give them too much. Otherwise, when you ask your dog to do the trick, he will always look for some food. He will always expect food. You need to make sure you train your dog so that he doesn't need food to be trained. These are good foods that can be used whenever you need to give your dog something. Other things like bread and a lot of other things can also be good, but you should give them small amounts, not like 10 pieces of bread. If your dog is really hungry and you don't know what to give, you have household items and you very few household items and you don't know what to do. You can give them some things very simple. If you are looking for a small treat, you can easily just go to the nearest pet store and buy some good treats for dogs. There are big boxes of treats that you can buy for your dogs. And I would recommend ones that are pure, that have protein. You shouldn't give them if many people have not bought it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be that good. Before you give your dog, you need to see the ingredients. My treats are made of 90% chicken. And I know chicken and other meat are good for dogs. If you have a dog, you should also keep them very well walked. You need to make sure they're entertained and get exercise. If they exercise, they'll be happy. You need to be sure to walk your dog at least 1 to 2 hours a day. Sometimes they say for other dogs who have not exercised, they should walk 4 to 5 hours every day. If you don't have the time for your dog to get walked, and you, or maybe you don't like to walk for such a long time, or if you have a problem, you can easily hire a dog walker, but you need to make sure they're good and they take care of your dog. The dogs need that exercise. Another thing is that dogs can be very friendly with other dogs, but you need to make sure they need to have a bond. Usually, what will happen is that your dog will start barking at the other dog and come closer, and then they can become friends. But if it's too crazy, they start biting each other. Then you should stop it. You should stop interacting with the other dog, and you should walk away. So if you have any problems with your dog, you can leave comments, and I will reply to your comments about how you can help your dog. You can also check out some websites to see what are good and bad for your dog and what to do if your dog has been doing something bad. You can also learn how to train your dog in some other websites that I will share the links in the comments in the description.